Hello, digital art students. It's Mr. House. So you want to make a zombie. Well, who doesn't? Down here it tells you to find an image. Definitely look for a large image. It does suggest you make a black and white image. It's not totally necessary. We'll start with this fine one that I found of President Richard Nixon. So, I come over to Photoshop, File, New, and you notice that I copied that image. That's what it tells you to do. And so the clipboard knows what size it is. So I'm just going to click OK. And then I can go up to Edit, Paste, and there it is. So once again, you would find the image, right click on it, go to Copy Image, then Photoshop, File, New, and then Edit, Paste. And there we have it. Next we go to the Polygon Lasso tool, and I'm going to start cutting out the head. Now if the face that you choose happens to have a lot of long, lustrous hair, items that aren't necessarily going to look quite right with zombie flesh on it, you can just pick the face and not the hair as well. So as I'm dragging around here, it's guessing the edge, and then when I get to the end, a little circle appears and I have the selection. Now, the next step is something called Layer via Cut. So we go to this tool, the rectangle marquee tool, and if it shows something else in here, make sure it's on rectangle. And then I hover over the selection with the crawling ants. Here it is. And I right click and choose Layer via Cut. And then the head has been cut out and put into the layer above it. Now we're ready to go to the next step. It says to go to Command U, and we're going to make this face green. Command U, and I click on Colorize. And again, just so you know, Command U is also Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation, or Command U. So I'm going to go to Colorize, move this out of the way so I can see it, and we want to get him to a pallid, sickly green. There we go. Okay, next step. We are going to go to Layer Style. There's a quicker way to get there, and I'm going to show you. So make sure you're on the green layer here, and there we go. Right click, blending options, and I come down to pattern overlay, and I click right on the word. It gives me a check mark, but if I don't click right on the word, I don't get these options. I'm going to move this out of the way so we can start to see what's going on. Now I take a drop menu here, and then another drop menu, and I go to rock patterns. I'm going to click append and then choose the red rocks, and then it has you change the blending mode to color burn. So you can see, wow, we already have a zombie. Oops. Ooh, something spooky just happened. Let's hit Command Z. Let's just try that again. Something very spooky just happened. Well, we want pattern overlay. And I'm going to choose the rocks, set it to color burn. Oh, we don't want gradient overlay. There we go. Alright. Now we're in business. Hit OK. And then one thing you can see, depending on the size of your photo, you can scale down the size of this texture, and therefore the size of your zombie's very bad complexion. Alright. So you'll notice next you will create a duplicate layer. and set that layer mode to screen, and then we start to see this guy a little bit better. I can come down here and even take this opacity down a little bit. There are a lot of tweaks in it. You can add in a bloody gash, but follow the rest of the steps in the tutorial and you're on your way to making a zombie. Thank you for learning.